I did this. When you see brutal machinery gouging up the gentle land you once knew, I did this without so much as a passing thought about you. When your ears hurt from the noise and your nose burns from the stench, I drove casually by and did this to you without the slightest pretense. When the rain does not fall and the sun is too hot and it feels too crowded, I did this, and I needed no help to get it all started. When the water is dirty and grows ever scarcer, I did this with kindness, and you need not fear, sir. When you cast out any others at all different from you, I did this, and they, my clone brothers, were not just a few. When you soil your nests and move on without a care, I did my duty and squatted in relief before you ever got there. When you stole from your children the life from the land, I did them a favor and steadied your greedy hand. When all you can think of is escape to mass media hypnosis, I did this for you with love that you might learn by osmosis. When you sit alone behind your car's tinted windows swallowing the smog, I did this that you all might be ground closer in their great gears and cogs. When your children learn nothing, take everything and return only scorn, I did my best to make them just like you since the day they were born. When you work for years just to be kicked away like sick old prostitutes, I did my part to bring in your cheap and disposable substitutes. When you used it once and flipped it away, I smiled at your bored children going off again to play. When you swilled fast food and dreamed of the days when you were slim, I laughed as you were driving your car to the gym. When you bought your new clothes for the thrill of their bright colors, I did this so that you would not notice that your life had grown duller. When you financed new vehicles and drove around on your phone, I helped you to think that your life was your own. When you mortgaged your future to spend more today, I fooled you into thinking you'd never have to pay. When you babbled alone to your cell phone in a crowd, I reported this as well, although not quite as loud. When you always spent more and never kept anything aside, I did this so that you would have nothing to look back upon with any pride. When you bought all the dreams that conglomerates were pitching, I did this counting softly, laughing, not bitching. When you smoked and you drank and you ate your rich food, I wrote the songs to sell you things by shaping your attitudes. When you took pride in ignorance of ways of your brothers, I saw why you had appointed yourselves to lead all the others. When you tried to look back and make sense of your time, I did what I could to hide these empty things from your mind. When your eyes began to fail you and you could no longer touch your toes, I did this with you, but you will remain very much alone. When you thought you had mastered this life and all its fears, I smiled as you finally tried to look deeper than into a mirror. When you planned romantic adventures for your golden years, I saw someone's life ending in embarrassment and irrational fears. When you envisioned a time in which you grew old with grace, I smell your stale bedpans in an inhuman place. When you at last sat alone and planned a death with true dignity, I see it in millions and chuckle at the absurdity. When you finally saw these few things that others let slip, I mumbled this sadly through your barely moving lips.